Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where last time Siglet was about to make an observation about something she noticed here in the Shonith Oasis camp. Hello.
I have seen a number of elves sitting or standing at various locations around the grove, their eyes open but unaware of their surroundings.
Is this matter of restful sleep amongst the Kentai? Well, let's see what Tharashiel has to say.
Your friend's question is not impolite. The ways of the Kintai may seem unusual to others.
The ways of the Kentai may seem unusual to others, as the ways of the Eldar seem to us. Tharashiel rests her fingers upon her cheek, considering how best to explain this practice of her people. My people awoke as did the other elves, but we did not follow Taknoon the hunter when he led the others on the long road west. The Kentai chose to stay in these lands, for they were filled with natural beauty, and Taknoon's destination seemed unknown and frightening to us. We were unwilling to follow him there, and for that the Eldar gave us an insulting name. I will not speak it here. Instead, the Kentai name ourselves the Tarthai, those who remained. We dwelt in the emerald wood of Nisigim, as I have told you, and despite the harm caused by Morgoth's servants, and finished more recently by the Empire of Ordach, we never felt the Eldar's desire to travel the westward road. That place your friend names Valinor is not open to us, and we want it not. All right? So what do you want?
Because my people are not drawn to Valinor, the eldest among them were very old during the later years of the Second Age.
The elders' weariness of the world was so great at the end of the Second Age that some of these Kantai began to fade, falling into trances while their bodies passed away to dust. This was not the end. Though their material bodies were gone, their spirits were free to wander as wraiths, which we of the Kentai name Vairi. Some of the Vairi wander invisibly throughout the lands in which they once walked, whispering on the wind, but unable to make clear their wishes. Others who feel a strong bond with a particular location have been known to become guardians of that oasis and groves throughout the Shangana. If the Kenta feels such a strong connection with their lifetime, they may prepare to undergo the fading process at one of their beloved locations. The trance-like state of Thothul that precedes fading may take only a short time, or it may take much longer. Some of the Kentai you see as Shone have been preparing themselves to fade for years. When one of the Kentai finally all enters Trothul at one of their groves, it is our custom to fashion a veroth around them. The verothi may be difficult for you to understand. Perhaps you would like to speak to Aitharshun about this aspect of the fading process? He will appreciate the company. Look for him at the easternmost island of the water. You will reach it by use of the bridges. Okay, meet with Aitharshun on the easternmost island in the water in Shonith. Okay. And what else does she have to say? The last wishes of my kin.
Is there no end to our troubles?
There are two of my care who suffer as they fade. Aitharshun can no longer wield a blade or move freely outside the oasis. The other, Philadel, can no longer leave the spot where she sits. Each looks to me to fulfill the wound or oath to be placed before, to fill a wound or oath to be at peace before they fade, all right? I have not the heart to tell them that there is nothing that I can do. I wonder, Will you assist them? Altashun is found at the central island, and Philal can be found on the island closest to the shore. All right, fine. So I need to speak to Altashun and Ayaltarshun, and okay. So two of these are sending me to the same location. All right, I guess that's going to be helpful. And since I have no idea how those descriptions work, I think I'll just follow the quest arrow. Actually, I think she means that island straight up ahead. Of course, that means getting to the bridge first. Oh well. This is probably not the optimal route, but it's hard to find a better one at the moment. Okay, I'll presume that's the bridge I need to take. Ah, here we are. Oh. Ah! Here she is. And this is Philadal.
Leave me alone, outsider.
I know Tharashil has no time for me, or Aitarshun. I am touched that she sent you to aid me and him. She doesn't know the weight that I carried out of the oasis to the west. My mother is still there. She will dwell there forever, as I will in this oasis. I left her to fate, rooted, as I am now, to a spot that she could not depart. The wrathful spirits swarmed to her as she fell to final slumber, and I left. I did not look back. Now, friend, I want to claim something of hers. Her tomb's location will be obvious. Her necklace is there. I should like to know that some of the wrathful spirits there met a final fate. Okay, so you want me to avenge your mother by defeating some of the wrathful spirits and find your mother's necklace. Gotcha! Fortunately, Aitershun is only one island away. Hello. You introduce yourself to Aitershun and await his response. Let's see if we get one. Tarashil does too much. I am pleased that she found you. I will tell you my tale and leave you a choice. Once, long ago, I made an oath to a man at a Kanag north of this oasis. I made this oath after he risked his life for mine when an Orkai soldier cast me off my oryx while I rode across the wild. When the man called me to see my debt through, I was unable. He perished at the hands of the Orkai. I have mourned his passing and my failure ever since. He walks the ruins of the Kanag north and west of here, and I would see him set to rest. I give him the gift of water. Take this gift to the spirit. Okay, I'll deliver oasis water to the shade of in the ruined Kanag. Okay, dokie. And what else?
Be not afraid, friends. The process is a natural one.
Aitershun breathes deeply, seemingly unconcerned with the tree limbs that surround him. You tell him that Tharashil wanted him to tell you about something called a Veroth. This is mine, my friend. You might call it a Veroth, a tree tomb. My people weave the red-leaved stylash trees around the body of a Kentai who has begun to fade, and from then on the two grow together. When the Kentai has at last become dust, the Veroth remembers the shape of the body and serves as a memorial to the faded one. The ritual preparation of the Veroth binds the Kenta to the grove in which it grows, and their spirit can then watch over the place that they loved. Concerned, you ask Aitershun if you have hindered the process of fading with your questions. He smiles. Trouble yourself not, my friends. I am not afraid to fade, as some among my people may be, but I find myself appreciating even short conversations, as this is my time approaches. They become less frequent as every day passes. Alright, so it sounds like I need to get back to Tharashil. I have spoken with him.
Did Atashun speak to you?
Atashun and I have given you an incomplete picture of the Kentai friends, and for that I apologize. It is only right that I remedy this oversight. If you will learn more of my people, you should seek out Silirtas. At this time of day she is often to be found in Atur, where many wrathful spirits linger. Atur is to the northwest of Shonith. Right, fine, I can go out there. In fact, while I'm out there, I might also check in on that necklace and those wrathful spirits. This appears to be the dead oasis. Let's take care of a few of the scavengers that may be in the area. But the main thing I'm looking for are some, whether wrathful spirits or something like that. Well, that looks like it's deeper into the oasis. Look at all these old trees. What is it? Not sure what kind of state they're in, but it's not a very good state, that's for sure. So head in deeper and see if I can find some of these wrathful spirits or whatever. Assume that this is the right area. Well, there's some wrathful spirits there. We also have Sigalith. Hello.
This must be Silirtas, the Kinta of whom Tharashil spoke.
Oh, Silirtas. Yes, of course. Hello.
Who are you? What are you doing here? This is not a place of safety.
Oh, my name is Pineleaf Needles, and Tharashil asked me to speak with you with Aratashun and Silirtas to learn more about their people. Silirtas stares at you coldly. Tharashil is well-meaning, but she is also misguided. She thinks to hasten the process, but I know such a thing cannot be sped along without cost. Aitarshun spoke to you about the fading of the Kentai, I assume? He welcomes it. He eagerly awaits the loss of his awareness, the onset of the Trotu trance, the cold embrace of the Salashi to grow around him, the prison of his Veroth. I know that it is expected of me to do the same, but I can't. I am frightened of these things. Know you why I came so often to Iratur? It's because when a Kintar resists fading and is instead slain in battle, their spirit is loosed upon the world. They become wandering, restless spirits, increasingly wrathful and hostile. I come here to see what awaits me if I do not fade, seeking to convince myself to undergo the process. Well, I haven't yet succeeded. All right.
And so I continue to fight the fading to which my people succumb. It is painful, but I have not yet given in to it.
Unless my heart is greatly changed, I cannot imagine myself becoming content enough to fade in the manner of Aitarshun or others among the Kentai. Why do I fight it so? I'll show you. The river Usal once flowed through this land, but now only its dry bed remains. Walk within the empty channel west to here to examine the sand within it. You will come to better understand me. All right. Well, as I head over, I guess that's the. And it seems to be a bit of river here. Probably the last vestiges of the old river. Probably why this place is all dried up and dead now is because the river is no longer there. Okay, yeah, these are the spirits I need to dispirit, dissipate, calm. Well, I'm sure one of those words will work on it. Well, I also have to look for a. Oops. Okay, I need to find some sand, and I, of course, need to find some sort of trinket or necklace. Yes, necklace! Probably going to be at some random spot around here somewhere or something like that, right? Well, I shall someday find it. After I deal with these spirits. And probably a few more. Oh, hold on. What's that thing I see shining around in here? Oh. Okay. Well, there's her mother's necklace. Now, let's find that sand. Here we are in the middle of this dry river valley. So let's see if this Usal riverbed sand will do. The sand falls through your fingers. Alright. Examine sand further to the northwest, alongside the little water that remains in the channel of the river Usal. So let's go and find the next slightly wet area. This appears to be a more significant watery area than I was expecting, but alright. Let's have a look at this. This is one of the few places where water still collects, where the river Usal once flowed. Okay, now continue further to the northwest and examine some of the sand along the tumbled rocks. Plenty of tumbled rocks. Ah, and here's Silirtas. And here is the remains of the riverbed. Silirtas watches the sand fall from your fingers onto the dry ground.
More than 120 years ago, these lands were green and bountiful.
The banks of the river Usal were alive with a riot of beautiful vegetation. I understand the folk who dwelt beside it named it the Abundant Kingdom in their language, and I came to think of no name more appropriate for the thriving land of my memory. But the Orach came. With terrible magic and sorceries of the empire caused the drying of the river Usal and its most important tributaries. Marshes shrank away to nothing, and the riverlands withered and burned. None of my people know for certain, but I believe that this blight that wasted the emerald wood came north with the Orachai when they caused this great dearth. And that is why... Talk to Silirtas. Oh, okay. That is why what? Silirtas waits politely for Silirtas to resume her story, but the Kenta remains silent. What happened following the invasion of the Orachai after the Great Dearth? Silirtas prompts her. Silirtas? What happened? Silirtas stares blankly forward, seemingly unaware of your presence. This sounds like a problem.
What can be done? We cannot leave her here, but neither can we carry her back to Shonith.
Well, maybe we could Get a stretcher or something? Yeah, I know, not exactly the best place for making such a thing. Silirtas turns her head to you, apparently aware of you and Sigilith again. Okay.
What? Oh, I must apologize. I hope I did not worry you.
Silirtas shakes her head and looks around the dry riverbed in which the three of you stand. I told you that I fight the fading experience by my people. On occasion, I become untethered from my surroundings, losing my grip upon the material world. It can take the form of a loss of awareness. Think not what I welcome such moments. I fight against them always, keeping my hands and my mind busy with whatever task that the Kenta or the Shonis need not completed. But it is painful. It would be easy for any other to succumb, to sit down within one of our groves and fade, as have so many of my people, but not Silirtas. Why did I bring you to the river Usal? To remind Silirtas that she wanted to show you something, right, for resisting the fading of the Kenta, and that the dry riverbed was somehow part of it. She nods with understanding. Yes, I remember now. When a Kenta enters the trance of Trotho and is entombed within the Salashi trees that compose the Veroth, they become bound to their grove. They remain there through the years, ever watchful but unable to affect the world outside. Can you imagine frustration of remaining a prisoner for untold centuries while the land you love rots and dies all around you? Can you imagine the sorrow of watching as the river Usal dries up and the great dirt withers the beauty that you remember into a dead or dying shadow, with you unable to prevent or reverse it? So I chose not to fade. And if that means that I must remain ever vigilant and constantly active, then that is what I shall be. I intended to slay lizards or Vank in the southwest before I return to Shonith. Let us together defeat them. I appreciate the company, and the two of you are fine listeners. Alright, so defeat lizards or a Vank. And I guess I'll be... And I saw an Avonk move up ahead here. Hello! There we go. And oh, no, that's not a Vok. But I do see lizards. Yeah, they spit on me. And I spear you. There we go. And I think that will be it for now. I'll take care of this lizard and then a Vok up ahead. And when that is done, I shall meet you, well, either in the oasis or I may look for that ghost. And we'll see what we do in the next episode of The Song of Waves and Wind. Oops. Then again, perhaps I need to speak to Sigilith.